She stood on my porch waving a stack of papers like she owned the entire lake. "You can't live here anymore," she shouted. Her name was Nancy, but everyone around here called her HOA Karen. She wore that fake smile that always came right before trouble. I didn't say a word at first. I just stared, wondering how far she'd go this time. "This is a non-HOA property," I said calmly, folding my arms. She laughed, that sharp, cutting laugh only she could pull off. "Oh, sweetie, every house on this side of the lake is under HOA rules. You'll need to leave by the weekend." My blood boiled, but I didn't move. "You sure about that?" Her eyes narrowed. "Don't test me. I run this community." Then she slapped a bright orange HOA violation sticker right on my front door. My lake house, my father's old cabin, wasn't even inside her association, but she didn't care. She just wanted control. Within an hour, 2 men in matching polos showed up. Inspectors, or maybe her friends pretending to be. They started snapping pictures of my deck, my truck, even my old boat tied to the dock. "This structure violates HOA Code 4.2a, one of them said like he was reading from a script. I grabbed my phone and hit record. "You boys might want to stop trespassing before the real cops show up." Karen crossed her arms, smug as ever. "Go ahead, call them. You'll just embarrass yourself when they confirm I'm right." 5 minutes later, flashing lights rolled down the dirt road. The sheriff stepped out, hands on his belt, eyes shifting between us. Karen's smirk widened. "Officer," she began, "this man is refusing to follow HOA orders." He raised his hand. "Ma'am, before you go any further, this lakefront isn't under HOA jurisdiction. It's county land." Her face froze. The color drained out like someone flipped a switch. "That can't be right." "My husband's on the board," he said. The officer turned to me. "Sir, you're good to go. Sorry for the confusion." I smiled for the first time that day. "No problem, officer. Happens all the time with fake authority." Karen's jaw clenched. She didn't say another word, but I could see it in her eyes. She wasn't done. She'd just been humiliated in front of everyone, and people like her don't stop until they're exposed. The next morning, I walked outside with my coffee and froze. Someone had dumped trash all over my driveway. Empty paint cans, broken glass, even an old toilet seat. A single note was taped to my truck. "Enjoy your freedom while it lasts." I didn't need to guess who did it. Only one person around here had that much spite. Karen. Across the lake, she was watering her flowers, pretending not to see me. But that smug smirk gave her away. I called the sheriff again, but this time he sighed. "Look, sir, without proof, there's not much we can do. You got cameras?" That gave me an idea. By noon, I had motion sensors and hidden cameras set up all over my property. My dad always said, "You don't fight people like her with anger. You fight them with evidence." The next few nights, I waited. On the third night, a white golf cart rolled up near my mailbox with its headlights off. 2 figures stepped out. One was definitely Karen. The other was the same fake inspector. They planted another violation notice and started taking pictures of my property. But this time, every second was caught on my hidden cameras. The next morning, I printed the footage and drove straight to the sheriff's office. He leaned back in his chair watching the video. "Well, I'll be damned," he muttered. "She's been impersonating HOA officials and trespassing." I smiled. "So what happens now?" He grinned. "Now we handle it." That afternoon, 2 deputies drove to her house. I couldn't hear what they said, but I saw her expression from my porch. Shock, panic, disbelief. Her husband tried to argue, but the deputies showed him the footage. Karen's hand trembled. When the sheriff's truck pulled away, I thought it was finally over. But later that evening, as the sun dipped behind the lake, I saw her standing on the opposite dock, staring across the water like she was already planning her next move. For a few weeks, things were quiet. No trash, no fake notices, no golf carts sneaking around. I almost believed she'd given up. But people like Karen don't quit. They regroup. It started small. My neighbor Tom stopped waving when I drove by. Then Linda, who used to bring pie every Sunday, suddenly acted cold. One by one, everyone around the lake began avoiding me. At first, I didn't understand. Then one morning, I found a flyer under my wiper blade. It showed a picture of my house with big bold letters. Unsafe property. Illegal renovations. County investigation pending. Karen had started a smear campaign. She told everyone I'd built without permits, that my septic system leaked into the lake, that I was under investigation. None of it was true, but half the neighborhood believed her. Later that day, I caught her talking to a group of residents near the mailboxes, putting on her fake concerned act. "I'm just worried about the safety of our community," she said loud enough for me to hear. "He's not even supposed to live there. I'm only trying to protect our property values." I walked over slowly. "Karen, spreading lies again?" Her smile didn't even twitch. "I'm just telling the truth, sweetheart. The county will handle it soon." "Oh yeah?" I said, pulling out my phone. "Because I already spoke to the county this morning. They confirmed there's no open case. And guess what? I recorded the whole call." Her face tightened for a second before she tried to recover. "You can't record government calls without permission." I grinned. "Actually, in this state I can. And I'll be posting it online tonight." That wiped her smile away completely. That night, I uploaded everything, and the call, the fake flyers, and the security footage, to a local Facebook group called Life on Silver Lake. By morning, the video had thousands of views. The comments poured in. "Typical HOA Karen behavior. She needs to be reported. Can't believe people like this still exist." For the first time, I felt the tide turning, but Karen wasn't done yet. The next day, I got a letter in the mail. No return address, just 5 words written in red marker. "You'll regret crossing me." A week later, I came home to flashing lights again, but this time, it wasn't her fake report. It was the county itself. Someone had filed a complaint saying my lake house was built on restricted land. I knew exactly who it was. They asked for my papers, and I handed them the original deed, signed by my late father. It proved the property had been non-HOA land since 1978. One of the officers looked up and nodded. "Sir, you're in the clear. Whoever filed this didn't check the maps." Across the street, Karen stood frozen, pretending to be shocked. "There must be some mistake," she yelled. I walked up to her. "No mistake, Karen. You've been trespassing, lying, and pretending to be an official." "But guess what?" I pointed toward the sheriff stepping out of his car. "They know everything." He handed her a notice on charges for harassment, impersonation, and falsifying documents. Her face went pale as her husband tried to pull her back, whispering, "Nancy, stop talking," but she couldn't. "You can't do this to me. I run this community." The sheriff shook his head. "Not anymore, ma'am." I watched from my porch as they led her back inside. Neighbors who once avoided me stood silent, realizing the truth. One of them even muttered, "Guess we backed the wrong person." That night, the lake was peaceful again. I sat on my deck watching the moon reflect across the water, the same view my dad loved. For the first time in months, it felt like home again. The end.